Hello. Today we're going to be talking about how to streamline your Google Classroom to make it easier for your students to understand. I'm Dale Payne. I'm one of the instructional technology curriculum coaches with BOCES, and I will be talking to you about a couple of topics today. The first one is how to effectively use the stream in Google Classroom, and the second one is 3 brand new features that have just debuted in Google Classroom that will make using your Google Classroom even easier. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is using the stream effectively. And I am going to stop my webcam because I want you to be able to see everything that I'm discussing easily. So when students come to the Google Classroom, the first thing that they see is the stream. And as you can see here, every single solitary thing that I've done, assignments, questions, everything, is being posted on my stream. Students don't know how to find the work that they need to do, and it can be very confusing. So let's take a look at a live classroom and see how this looks. Here is a class that I am teaching, Distance Learning by Design. And as you can see, all of the assignments that I have posted are in this list. But if you start at the top, you'll notice that like Learning Task 6.3 looks like you're supposed to do that before 6.1. That can't be right. And I have some announcements in here with important information that kind of get lost in the whole stream. So I'm going to make a couple of quick adjustments to fix this. I'm going to go into my settings and I'm going to scroll down under General. And the most important thing is right here, this classwork on the stream. I am going to click and I'm going to hide those notifications. The other thing that I like to do is that by default, the stream is set to allow students to post and comment. You can decide what you want your students to be able to do. I tend to say students can comment on my posts, but they can't start their own conversations. So I've made those 2 slight adjustments, and let's see how that looks now. When we go back to the stream, suddenly things are much clearer. There are 3 announcements. I can see those. That's pretty easy. And then when I go to classwork, oh, look, all of my classwork is now organized neatly. So I have task 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Students are going to have a much easier time understanding what they're supposed to do with this structure. One of the things that you will want to do after you turn off assignments in your stream is you will need to teach your students to use the Classwork page. They can either go to the tab that says Classwork, or you can have them bookmark the Classwork page, and that will make it even easier for them to find the work that they need to do. Now let's move on to something really exciting. These are the new updates. These are being rolled out throughout our districts, and I've spot checked, and most of the districts seem to have them now, but if you don't worry, it's coming. So let's take a look at the 3, and then we'll walk through how it's changed our actual classroom. So the first one is that Google is now giving you an invite code that you can copy and send to students so that they can join your class. As you remember, in the past, either you needed to enter every student individually, and that took forever, or you needed to give them the class join code and they had to type it in correctly and hope that they got everything exactly right, and then they would be able to join your class. Well, Google has changed that, thank heavens. You are now able to enable or disable invite codes. And when they are enabled, there is a code on your settings page, but you can find it 2 other places as well. On that same box that you would pop up for your kids to see the join letters and numbers, there is now a little link that says copy invite link. Or on your Google Classroom tile page, you'll see copy invite link is easy to get to from the 3-dot menu. So this is a huge difference because you can send the link to the child or post it wherever you would like to. And then when the student joins your classroom, they are going to get a screen that asks them to verify which account they want to join with. This is very significant because with our students working from home on their own devices, their phones, their own home computers, their tablets, very often they're logged into a personal Google account as well as their school Google account. And you probably already know that if you try to join a Google Classroom with an account that is outside your school, it's going to tell you you're not allowed to join. Well, the student will get this little box right here, and it says, you're trying to join with this account. If that's the wrong account, they have a little drop-down arrow, and they can actually toggle between their accounts to get to the correct one. This is going to simplify things a lot. Big update number 2. This is something that teachers have been asking for. It is very rare that you only have one classroom in Google Classroom. That's why we have the tiles of all of the classes. So you have in the past had to go from class to class to class, figuring out what you needed to look at, what work had been turned in, what work had not been turned in. Google has now created a to-review list for teachers. It's a lot like the to-do list that students have always had. But what it is going to do is it's going to show you each of your classes. It color codes them so you know which class you are looking at, even if the names are similar. And then it tells you the due date of the assignment, and it tells you how many people have turned it in, how many of the lessons are outstanding, so that you can easily look at this and see what you need to do. So I know right now that I really need to get in and probably grade these assignments because they are just sitting here. Once you have dealt with an assignment, you can click on the 3 dots and you can mark it as reviewed, and then it's going to go into this reviewed list. You can also use this drop-down arrow to switch around between all of the different assignments or all of the different classes that you have. So if you have a specific class, that you want to check, you can click on this and go to that class. You can check the assignments with due dates or without due dates. That's what's over here. So there's a lot of features on this. And it's very easy to get to this. When you go to your Google Classes tile page, you will have the To Review button right below Google Classroom, and it will also be the first thing in your teaching section of your drop-down menu that you get to with the 3 little lines. So, third big update. You now can link directly to an assignment. So if you are somebody who either uses HyperDocs or Avatar Classrooms or other ways to tell your students about tasks that they need to do, you can now link directly to the task from that HyperDoc or the Avatar Classroom. Also, if you are discussing missing work with a student, you can now send a link directly to the assignment that they're missing. That'll cut down on some of the back and forth of, I don't know which assignment you mean, I can't find it, it's not in my list, I don't know where it is. So to get to the links, what you do is either from your description of your class or just from the name of the class on your Classwork page. If you click on the 3-dot menu, you get Copy Link. You send that or post that, and when the student goes in to do the work, rather than just saying, oh, the link didn't work, sorry, you can't get into this assignment, the warning that the student will get if they're in the wrong account is class not found, look for it on classes, or double check your link, and then it tells them what they're logged in as. So if this said dalepayne@gmail.com, I would know, nope, I need to use my little toggle to get to the actual account that I am enrolled in this class in. So this is going to make things easier for your students too. Let's take a look at these features really quickly so that you'll know where they are. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to our classes menu. And first thing to look at is here is that To Review button. And if I want to see it in the other place, it's right here. Very easy. Then if I click on these 3 little dots, hey, there's my copy invite link. I could send this to somebody and invite them to my test class. I'm going to come over to this one and click on it. Oh no, it's not here. I could copy my whole class, but that's not what I want to do. So I need to go into this and go into my settings again. I'm going to scroll down. Notice that invite codes is now the very first thing under general. It is currently disabled. So if I enable this, ta-da, there we go. Here is my link. I can copy this and send it to my students. Another nice feature is if you use your link and you're afraid that somehow it has gotten out and people that you don't want to join your class are joining it, you can reset that link just like you can do in Google Meet. So that is a nice feature. But now if I go back, it would be easy enough for me to go to that three-dot menu now and actually send out my code to students. The other thing to take a look at is how you find those links to assignments. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to click on this one, copy link is right here. If I go into an actual assignment, let's go into this one. Here I'm reading my assignment, really same place, copy link. So those are some quick updates to share with you about Google Classroom, and I hope they're going to be helpful to you. And thank you for spending this time with us, and make sure to check out our future sessions at bit.ly 10-Minute Tech.